divide and rule. So the more we stay divided is the more we are giving power and authority to other people. Everyone coming to Africa, it's just a take. It's like a pizza. Everyone is fighting to have a bite or a piece of Africa. So no one is going to solve the mess of Africa. It's Africans that are supposed to solve the mess in Africa. The only solution that is going to save Africa is the truth. Waking up to the truth, to the fact that Africa is losing its glory. My name is Erina Tia and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So previously I put out a clip from a documentary that was straight away shot from Congo that many African countries can relate with.
按说是你们受欧洲国家管理这么长时间，应该是学到了很多先进的管理经验。
哪有多少时间？没多少时间了。我们炒那个要那个国经济啊，很炒。现在是50年了，这几50年那个。就是
50年以前，你不是受他们
50年以前什么都好啊。
是啊，那个先进的影响，那个代代往传下来，越传越文明越发达了，怎么越来越倒退，越落后了？你看这么先进的铁路，我的1930几年就有电气化铁路，我的这中国啥时候才有电气化铁路的？你看矿区那个铁路，电气化那个双轨铁路，因为架得多好。你看现在顶上那个什么，哎呀，千疮百孔啊，破烂不堪了。把原来留下的东西根本都没有更加的爱护保护去利用它，反而都遭到了毁灭性的重创，都成这样子的。只有慢慢经过几代人，就是中国说的那句话：“今日有酒今日醉，明日没酒喝凉水。”就这样子。在这个消费观念上头啊，中国人和他们这个刚果人，他们受比利时这个西方影响绝对不同。他们有钱没钱啊，该消费照消费。那潇洒得很，一发工资那几天特别潇洒。比利时人我没有直接接触到，当然我接触他们这些人，因为他受比利时这个影响，应该是我想也是这样子的。男的也是，你得有钱那几天狂得很着了，过上几天就蔫了，他回来了，再没几天就开始给你借钱了。其实他们喝酒，让他们说喝酒，他喝不了多少，他就喜欢那个，喝酒吧里喝一喝。屁股扭一扭啊，那这扭屁股这真是一绝啊！这确实是一绝啊，身材好看。
Most of you called it mockery. Others called it underrating or something like that. And honestly, if I'm to tell you, I find truth in it, whether he intended to mock or not. But I find truth in it, and the only thing that is to redeem Africa is the truth and us waking up to the reality. So most of you gave your different opinions regarding this matter. Regarding the video I'm talking about is the one I titled that this Chinese man thinks that Africa has no future. I got your reactions on this. I asked for your reactions and you've given me 134 reactions on this. There is great wisdom from all over the world. Africans all over the world have shared their views, their opinions, and it's all for redeeming the glory of Africa. I appreciate you so much for contributing. So let's dive into these reactions. You're going to find different opinions of different people around the world, what they think we should do. Some gave solutions, some criticized, and all that. Oh my God. You guys, as I'm going through the comments, there is John Moore who has just changed his name from John to Yokana. He's one of my subscribers, and John in our language is Yokana, so he's already changed his name. So Yokana says, well said, Erina, it is true. Like the politicians, we waste time blaming others for our predicaments rather than trying to fix the issues at hand. In the past, we were the world's pioneers and innovators, but at some point we became our worst enemies through greed, selfishness, bribery, corruption. We must wake up from our slumber, reprogram our minds, lift ourselves out of the pit we are in and repair what we allowed to go wrong in our continent. We can rise to the occasion again if we play our part. You say it's all about playing our part. For quite some time, we've delegated this to other people who really care less about Africa. What I love about it, he has highlighted selfishness and greed. This is a thing that has eaten away Africa, but it's been mainly through our leaders. They only do things that will help them and their families. They look at the 3 people and miss out on the millions of other Africans. They only do deals that are going to favor them as families, not deals that are going to favor Africa as a continent. Thank you so much, Yokana, for your contribution, and I appreciate that. Thank you, and for taking this name. Oh my God. This is from Facebook, Cosmas Madwankwo. Irina, thanks a lot for everything. I like the presentation, but honestly, if you tell me there is no one to blame for the problems of Africa, then you are not serious there. From the video I saw here, the Chinese was very clear that we have destroyed all the good things and the plans left by the colonies. Is that not true? A lot of mess in Africa caused by the greed of its leaders. You also know, and you are telling us to blame nobody. Who is responsible for the poor health facilities, poor education facilities, poor planned roads, especially in Uganda, poor agriculture production, and etc.? You also talked about leaving 10 acres of land idle to settle in the city. That point is also good, but how do you talk about commercialization of agriculture with horse? In the whole of West Nile, we have counted number of tractors because you know it's expensive to afford individually. How can a man who has been jobless since he completed his course get capital to invest in farming on 10 acres of land? I only want to write a lot, but my sister do not know that the biggest problems of Africa is its leadership, because there are people who have invested a lot and want to repatriate but are looked at as oppositions who are coming to fight against the government. This was a very rich comment, and this was basically my reply. Dear, I didn't say there is no one to blame. I was emphasizing that however true the blames are, we also have a part to play. We should not only sit and, I wanted to mean, fold hands thinking that the mess will take itself away. I'm sure we also have a responsibility to play in the redemption of our motherland. Really appreciate your views. I will be reacting to the comments in the video. Okay, I was letting him know that his comment will feature in the video. Irina, good morning. I like your point so much, but I can assure you that we have tried. Ugandans have tried. Everybody in Africa has tried, but our trials are null and void. My sister, you can sweat and dig a lot of your cotton, simsim, tobacco, maize, etc. Those are just crops that do well in West Nile. But you will be frustrated seriously with very silly price that you will not think of holding again. Is that not foolery of the African leaders? The best the government of Uganda can do is to donate farmers with very poor quality seeds and at a very wrong time. Like here in Pakwach last year, bean seeds given around October. I injected in 5 acres of cotton last year. Besides poor seedlings that resulted to bogus yielding, my cotton was bought at only 1,400. Now all these people are trying, but this regime has its 50 years plan of polarizing all other regions and making one region to climb, but God is watching how people are suffering in the country. In fact, my sister, if I get time to have such presentations that I can be viewed by many people,
like that, I would only advise Africans that if we still vote blindly to our leaders, we vote blindly to make our leaders stay for long like this, we shall all struggle in dreams. Thanks, dear. Have a lovely Sunday.
Susan Jackson says, if Africans can unite, it will not have. If Africans don't unite, they will have no future. It is very serious. The African leaders should stop being stubborn and unite first. Call for descendants to return home to help build, because they don't have another nation. Because if they don't, another nation will come and do it for them and push them out of everything around them in their own continent. I think this is what is happening in Zambia, what Susan is saying. Actually, no one is going to do it for you. Even other nations that are coming in the name of helping Africa, they are not doing it for Africa. They are doing it for themselves. So if we sit back and wait for these people to come and probably help us out, there is no hope coming to Africa. Everyone coming to Africa, it's just a take. It's like a pizza. Everyone is fighting to have a bite or a piece of Africa. So no one is going to solve the mess of Africa. It's Africans that are supposed to solve the mess in Africa. We are not going to sit back and say maybe other nations are going to come and help us out, support us out, fight for us. They are also coming for their own reasons, not for Africa, honestly speaking. So let us wake up ourselves and do this. No one is going to redeem Africa but ourselves. This is what Susan is saying, and then we will become, they will push you out of everything in your own continent to show you that they didn't come for you, they came for themselves. I think you have seen what some of these things are causing. Actually, Zambia is being nicknamed currently the China in Africa. Because, okay, they have a big debt burden with China, they have called them to handle a lot of projects, and in the end, the natives are being pushed out slowly. So that's why I'm telling you, everyone coming to Africa, they're coming for their own bite from the pizza. No one is coming for Africa to save Africa. It's Africans to save Africa. William Zoe George said, first, I will say we are the problem as a people, that we're so full of selfishness, self-hate, that we hate everything black and African. So an African man will try to pull down a fellow African and support a Chinese or white. And secondly, our great leaders who are only there to rob Africans and puppets of colonizers. I think William Zoe is agreeing with Yokana more about the leaders in Africa who are doing everything out of greed and out of selfishness. Whatever benefits their families, they will sign it off, other than what benefits Africa's large. And Dora, the natural hair coach, says, I totally agree. We are our number one enemy. If we do not stop fighting each other, we will not progress. Let me tell you, united we stand, divided we fall. That's why when the colonial man came, they used divide and rule. So they divided us and ruled us. Are we going to continue in that kind of sense? Divide and rule? So the more we stay divided is the more we are giving power and authority to other people. If we could come together and work together, reason together, solve together, if we let unity be our refuge, that is when Africa is going to move forward. That is when we are going to take away power from other people ruling us and we gain it back. Remember, the colonial master used divide and rule. They divided us according to tribes. This tribe hated the other. This tribe hated the other. This ethnic group hated the other. If hate is going to be the deal of a day, we are not going to build Africa without unity. That is it. One Love, thank you so much for contributing. He says, if Africa has no future, so why are there many Chinese in Africa? Think. Wake up, Africa. Don't be fooled by conspiracy theories and tactics by any other races. Corruption of government is one of Africa's obstacles. Africa must wake up and utilize their minds to be more productive. We need unity, plans, strategic, and then I think she tried to mean strategic execution of African plans. We need to come together. I think this is also emphasizing the point of unity, coming together, planning together, strategizing together, executing these plans together. This is how we are going to redeem Africa. Amito Mitra, she's a content creator. She says Africa needs prayers for like 4 years. She thinks Africans should come together, pray endlessly, day and night, 24/7, year in, year out, for 4 years. That's when Africa will find redemption. Because in the documentary you saw, the man said that it will take generations to redeem Africa. So I agree with you wherever you are. Every time you're saying a prayer for your family, for your children, for your husband, and for your country, put the continent in the prayer at large. We need prayers, honestly. If we are not going to wake up and get to understand that we need a supernatural power in this, we are not going to win the battle. So Lopez Nessa says, Africans, we need to talk less and take more action. We need to pray 10% and work 90%. We need to love ourselves and hate less amongst ourselves. Oh my God. I agree with Lopez when she says talk less and act more. I only disagree when she says pray less and work more. Actually, prayer is... Africa needs prayers. Africa needs prayers. Africa needs prayers for sure. Like you saw what I've just told you, Amito said, Africa needs... She actually said it needs prayers like for 4 years. Africa needs prayers. We can't stop praying. Because prayer yields love, it yields development, and we need the grace of God upon Africa. Everyone is wishing Africa bad. Who is going to fight for us apart from a supernatural? Who is God, our creator? We need God more in Africa. And she says we should promote love and hate less. Let me tell you, where there is hate, there is division, and so we shall be ruled until we learn how to come together with love and unity. This is Anselmo. You are true, and the Chinese man gave you very good advice. But I fear that you are the only disposed to hear it. The rest of your country fellows look for scapegoats, Chinese, Europeans, to blame. And that is not a good way for resolving problems. I was sick of seeing sub-Saharan people penetrating illegally in my country, Spain, without a possibility of making life different than illegal activities or mediocrity. So that really the Chinese man challenged us. To some extent it seems like mockery, but more of a challenge still. So you can't blame my brothers much, because even the systems down here are crippled a lot. I'm telling this person who says they're tired of seeing sub-Saharan Africans run to Spain and they're doing illegal businesses. Nevertheless, we are taking control and solving our African problems the African way. Yes, solving. And let me tell you, all entrants into Spain are not from Africa. They are not from Africa. They are also from other countries. Fluffball says, he's right, I'm not feeling bad about it because it's true. Quit crying and push for the greatest. It won't be easy, but it's better than staying on the floor, being an annoying victim. I know, even if we are the victims, the more we continue shouting, lamenting, crying about it, we are not solving anything. The best thing to do is waking up and taking charge, taking control of the entire system. This is Curtis Sula saying, this is a grown-up conversation arena. The education left behind by colonizers must be abandoned, just like their equipment seems to have been abandoned. Okay? Until we rebuke the psychological destruction we currently embrace as fine education, we will continue to see the African exactly how colonizers taught us to see ourselves. This conversation is deep. You took a mighty swing at the problem and landed a direct blow. Even cancer treatments are painful. So yes, some will feel pained by our honest and wise words. Amen, sister. The Chinese do not worship the image of the white man as God. that's true. They refer to their former colonizer, the Mzungu, as the devil. We still worship his image, and this has consequences. I agree with Curtis. The education system in Africa does not allow us to embrace a lot about ourselves. I just told him I agree with you. I hate it when I learned the geography of the Canada, New York City, St. Lawrence Seaway, yet ours was not being given much attention. The geography of Africa. And my worry is, I told him my worry was if we are going to keep lamenting that they left us with nothing, or we should wake up and work a solution before we lose our motherland. Isn't it our responsibility to stop destroying our very own thing, to stop poaching for ivory to be exported, to stop deforestation, laziness and idleness? I believe we also owe Mama Africa our practical input, but not just accusing those destroying it. I see, I don't know if I see Osejo. Nice to see someone thinking out of the box. Blaming others is the easy part. Asking ourselves what we can do is harder but more rewarding. Asking ourselves what we can do. That's when we wake up and take responsibility. That's when we can take action over what is supposed to be done to the land, if progress is to be registered. Kafri Al-Kebulan. I hope I pronounced it right. Please, if I pronounce anyone's name wrongly, pardon me. Mom, you need to source your materials properly. That clip is from a documentary about Democratic Republic of Congo. This is a China to Democratic Republic of Congo issue, and that Chinese man's opinion means nothing. His useless trade is irrelevant regarding our national reconstruction. Do not use this clip to speak of Africa as a whole without understanding the political history of Congo and the outright exploitative and chauvinistic attitudes of the Chinese managers in the documentary. Next time, renew your source material before commenting. If I am Ugandan and I'm in Congo, I've watched this documentary several times. If I'm a Ugandan and I can perfectly relate to what he's saying to the people of Congo, and I've seen those things happen in Uganda, I've seen them in Burundi, I've seen them in other parts of Africa, we can borrow a leaf, we can relate to what he's saying. A word to a wise is enough. We can learn from anywhere. Let me tell you, we are not going to solve Africa's problem by only leaving Congo to handle its issue. If we can learn from the mistakes Congo has made and we use those lessons to solve problems in Uganda, it can help. If we can learn from the mistakes Uganda has made and we use the solutions to solve problems in Rwanda, it can help. So this is what I'm telling him, which we are trying to relate. We are trying to get to the right cause of the problems in Africa. So I think why most people didn't like this documentary, it's because it was more challenging. The exact clip I shared, it was more challenging to us Africans. And let me tell you, we can never progress unless we embrace challenges. Even change is triggered by a challenge. It's your current mindset challenged, and then you feel there is need to move forward or to change a thing or two. So I appreciate him for his opinion, and I beg also to disagree. And actually, I really knew it was a documentary. I've watched it several times. That's why at the end of the video, I had to share the title and the channel where you can find this perfect documentary. Thank you so much for watching this vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to continue sharing your opinions and what you think should be a step taken by Africans in the redemption of Africa as a continent. It's been your girl Erina TL, and I appreciate your presence here. Continue watching and don't forget to subscribe, please.